how's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Monsters. This is Season 2, Episode 7, and this one's entitled Jar. The episode originally came out November 12th, 1989, was directed by Bette Gordon, and stars Fritz Weaver, Richard Edson, Gina Gershon, and Ed Kovens. Now overall, I found myself really liking this episode. It was really bizarre and unpredictable, and I found myself constantly wondering what was gonna happen next. The basis of this episode is you get one of those weird horror movie hotels with a secret. Think things like Motel Hell or Eaten Alive. It's a backwoods hotel, and the owner's up to something. Well, you cross that with a film noir, and you get a really interesting and different combo. On the film noir side, you got the sleazy detective, you got the femme fatale, and you got the evil old rich man. They're all going to be backstabbing and betraying each other, and I had complained in a few previous episodes that Monsters didn't always get jerk characters right. These are some good jerks. They're cartoonishly evil and over the top, and I also do like that, if everybody's going to be evil, and this is an episode where everybody's evil, yeah, they can backstab and betray each other all you want. And I really do like how, because they're all a bunch of liars, people's motivations aren't entirely clear, and sometimes elements of their backstory, you're not 100% sure who's exactly telling the truth here. Really twisty and turny. So the film noir side is pretty fun, but so is the hotel side. You get this guy with a thick accent. I know a lot of people, I looked up some comments on this, said he reminded them of Judd from Pet Sematary. You get this guy, and he's the old country owner of the hotel, and he's got all these jars, hence the title of the episode. And he says, oh yeah, I just make really good pickles, I'm just pickling. But we as an audience, I think we saw one of those move. Yeah, I don't think those are pickles. I think he's up to something weird and ooey gooey. And I won't say what it is, but when the jar opens, it does not disappoint. It is a really cool sequence with a really cool effect, really just a nice little cherry on top of this episode. And I do like how when we get the film noir side, running around backstabbing and betraying each other, this guy with his jars just really adds in this whole other layer of unpredictability to everything. Now I will say, this episode probably won't be everybody's cup of tea. Some people will say, that was weird, what was it about? And I will also say that there's a moment that should have been the climax that happens a little too early, and it is kind of weird. The episode keeps going for a little bit too long. And also, the ending is a little bit open-ended, which I don't mind. I think it's kind of funny to think, okay, these are the survivors, these are what they have, what are they going to do to each other next? But I know not everybody will appreciate the ending. I liked it though, and overall I really did like this episode. We had gotten a few too many funny ones lately that I really liked getting this weird and dark and twisty and turny episode. It was a breath of fresh air, and I really did enjoy this one. Even though I know it may not be for everybody, it's still a thumbs up from me. Anyway though, without further ado, I do want to talk a bit about the plot. I'm not going to do any major spoilers, but I do want to say my piece on a few plot points, and do a bit of breaking down and analyzing a few things. I'll be avoiding the end though, but without further ado, let's dive a little deeper. We open up with this detective, and he's at this hotel, and he says, I'm looking for a missing girl. She was last seen here. Do you know anything about it? And the guy behind the desk says, she was here, but she left. And I think you can see that because you've been looking in our guest book. Which it is kind of a weird concept that back in the day, they used to just have everybody who stayed in the hotel written on an easily accessible book that was just sitting on the desk. Nowadays, they won't even say your room number out loud because someone in the lobby might be a weirdo, but whatever. The detective says, a lot of people have been going missing around here, and the guy who runs the hotel says, yeah, what do you think, it's aliens or a monster or something? Well, I know what show I'm watching, and there's a good chance it's a monster because the show's called Monsters. Well, the detective decides to stick around for a bit, and he wants to see if he can figure out what's been going on around here, and he knows the only other people here are this couple that he saw in the guest book. And speaking of the couple, one of them walks down the stairs, a beautiful woman, and the detective, of course, is instantly in love with her, and we get to find out a bit about her. She says she's married to someone who's rich and powerful and controlling, but she's not actually in his will, so she can't leave him, he can't die, and she's dependent on this guy, and she implies that he's really a pain in the butt to be around. And I do like we get this build-up before we actually see him, and then when he comes down, he is everything you want in an evil, rich old man, and you can tell that these two are just itching to backstab and betray each other, and even things like whose idea was it to come to the hotel in the first place? One of the two is going to be lying about that. And now this detective character is kind of in the middle of their drama. But of course, don't forget the guy with the jars, the title of the episode. We get a bit of him in a mysterious back room, lit only with a red light, and he's putting something in those jars and it is squirming. But then we get other things like him handing one of the jars to the mysterious femme fatale woman. And yeah, you really don't know what's up with these jars and what these two have in store for each other and what the detective will even make of it. And again, a lot of these characters, because it is film noir, they're either going to be lying to you or intentionally misdirecting you, and you're never quite sure what their motives are. I mean, it's only 22 minutes, it can't be super twisty and turny, but it's pretty good twisty and turny for 22 minutes. And again, when we find out what's in the jar, boy does the episode really heat up. Overall, I really liked it. It was a fun little surprise of an episode, had a lot going on for it, and really did keep my interest. And yeah, a fun combo of weird horror movie hotel crossed with film noir. It's not something you see every day. So yeah, it's one that I can recommend. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Monsters playlist. If you guys want to see my reviews for the past episodes, you should be able to find them there. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.